transgender, non-binary, and I don't want to be searched by a man. I claim my...
That's a 10.
David Zaslav became the new Warner Bros. CEO in April 2022. He came in with an axe, and his goal was making the company profitable again. By August 4, he cancelled various Warner and DC movies, shows and comics.
Done.
Notably, he canned J.J. Abrams' sci-fi show Demi-Monde. He cancelled a reboot of Charmed, and he cancelled Batgirl, a movie which was already completed. Glimmer of hope we had. Perhaps one of the biggest Hollywood studios was ready to change towards making content for the people, rather than for the investors. I mean, the modern audience.
Nice.
But I guess Ezra was wrong. Do you get it? Like Ezra Miller? Yeah, it's a bad joke, but I bet it's going to be better than Flashpoint. Warner seems oblivious though, as if they loved burning money. Whether you like it or not, Warner had something going on while Zack Snyder was working for them. Great stories. No, why would you believe that? They were making money. Most of their highest grossing movies are within the Zack Snyder timeline. The director left Warner in 2017, and 2018's Aquaman became the biggest success for Warner DC. It shows Warner could have continued using the characters Zack Snyder introduced and make what they ultimately wanted to make. Good stories? No, money. The next DCEU movies were Shazam, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 1984, The Suicide Squad, and Black Adam. None of these were successful. For example, James Gunn's The Suicide Squad lost money. Now, aside from the DC Extended Universe movies, Warner had success with The Batman and The Joker, both of which have official sequels. But making individual films is not enough. They want the content factory, the endless franchise they can split into multiple cheap and yearly shows, movies and video games. So there is a new plan for Warner DC under David Zaslav and under the DCEU new bosses, James Gunn and Peter Safran. And it's simple. Let's erase almost everything that people like about the shared movie universe and keep what we like and what we want. After all, fans are toxic and we are immensely talented creators. Who cares about money? We can burn it to prove the point that we are better than everyone else. And so, they are creating something no one wants to see or pay for. Whatever's coming beyond the Flashpoint era.
Ezra Miller here.
The Flash movie will be a loose adaptation of the Flashpoint crossover event. Are you excited? Flashpoint refers to a 2011 comic book crossover. The story puts Barry on an alternate timeline where heroes have gone rogue or missing. It is the result of saving her mother from the Reverse Flash, thus changing the original events. It ends when Barry Allen travels back in time to stop himself from saving his mother. The result is the DC Comic Universe reboot and the current New 52 continuity. So it's the perfect excuse for a nonsensical DC Universe reboot. A fresh start that somehow comes from a sequel to a movie universe that doesn't exist anymore. And the new continuity will keep Ezra as the Flash, as well as the cast of the Suicide Squad and the Peacemaker. I'm sure it's not because James Gunn created this too, right? Meanwhile, they would recast other roles or use current actors to play other characters. And by the way, Henry Cavill, it's an amazing arc. The Flash show took some of its elements to deliver the great initial seasons of a long dead show. So it's a shame that we're getting an adaptation of the Flashpoint in these embarrassing circumstances. The future of Warner DC is unclear. The latest movies were a flop and they could cancel any DC project at any moment.
I don't want it.
Future DCEU movies include Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. However, it is unclear if these films will fit in the new timeline. How could Jason Momoa be Aquaman and Lobo at the same time? Only Ezra Miller could do such things, because he's multiple people at the same time. More importantly, the current bosses have lost audience support by ditching fan favorite Henry Cavill, while the future of Jason Momoa and Gal Gadot is unclear. But do you know who gets to stay? Everyone's favorite actors, the Ezra Millers. Let's check a timeline of everything he's done before Warner's marketing team changed our timeline to erase his behavior. Ezra Miller debuted in 2008's After School. His next big movie was 2012, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. In June 2011, he was arrested for marijuana possession, but he suffered no charges. In April 2020, Miller choked a woman in a bar fight in Reykjavik, Iceland. Also around 2020, various witnesses described Miller's house in Iceland as a cult. In January 2022, Miller threatened Cuckoo Clan members on an Instagram video.
This is a message for the Beulahville chapter of the North Carolina Ku Klux Klan. Look, if y'all want to die, I suggest just killing yourselves with your own guns. Okay? Otherwise, keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, and you know what I'm talking about. And then, we'll do it for you if that's really what you want. Okay, talk to you soon, okay?
In March 2022, Miller was arrested for harassment and disorderly conduct over 2 incidents at a karaoke bar in Hawaii. He paid a $500 fine. One day after, a couple from Hawaii filed a temporary restraining order against the actor. They claimed Miller broke into their home, burst into their bedroom and said, "I will burn you and your slut wife." On top of that, they claimed Miller stole a wallet, a passport, bank cards, and a driver's license. 2 weeks later, the couple dismissed the charges. Miller must have a great lawyer. In April 2022, Miller was arrested for attacking a 26-year-old girl.
Stop it. Get some help.
In June 2022, a couple from North Carolina claimed Miller had been manipulating her daughter since 2016, since she was 12 years old, to like him. The parents said he drugged her, corrupted her, and used psychological tactics. Mind you, Toccata Iron Eyes is a Native American woman, and to understand the following testimony, you also need to know that Ezra Miller often refers to himself as God and the devil, so a witness has described the role Toccata played in Miller's cult. Ezra is Jesus, and Toccata is an apocalyptic Native American spider goddess, and their union is supposed to bring about the apocalypse. Satanic grooming? That's okay. It's just in line with Hollywood's general editorial. In June 2022, a mother from Massachusetts and her 12-year-old child got a restraining order against Miller. They claimed the actor menaced their family outside their home. Imagine this. Ezra Miller is your neighbor and your friend. One day he knocks on your door, wearing a cowboy suit and a bulletproof vest. Soon he starts an aggressive conversation about how a board game is a cultural appropriation. Then he grabs your non-binary 12-year-old kid by the hips and says he can pursue a fashion career. Lastly, he screams to you, the parent, "Do you want to drink my blood?" and goes away. Would you have filed a restraining order as well to protect your kid from the boogeyman?
Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out!
In August 2022, the Vermont State Police accused Miller of burglarizing an unoccupied home. Days later, the Vermont State Police tried an emergency rescue of the people living in Miller's farm. He was housing a 25-year-old mother and her 3 baby children. The police didn't find these people, but they found a bunch of guns, bullets, and cannabis plants.
I love you, kitchen gun!
Everything is okay though. On August 2022, they said they had complex mental health issues. And finally, on January 13, 2023, he paid for his crimes. A 1-year probation in Vermont and probably a sneeze. Ezra is fine, guys. I swear. He's taking treatment. He's our superhero. The masculine and well-behaved role model for adults and children alike. We support him. We are Ezra. Maybe Ezra was a good person when he started as an actor, but Hollywood is a cesspool of every bad human behavior known to men. Leave a glass of water in a Warner office and it will transmutate itself into whiskey. But as it is, it seems Ezra Miller flew over the cuckoo's nest. Oh, by the way, Henry Cavill.
Fuck you!
Snyder's debut on Warner DC was 2013's Man of Steel. The film depicted a brutal hero who decided to let his father die to keep the secret of his powers. It was truly one of the first hero deconstructions of our time, and it only turned darker on Snyder's upcoming movies. There's a weird section on the internet that prays to Zack Snyder as movie Jesus. Others believe his movies are overly stylized, convoluted, and overbloated. I believe his DC movies are for a niche, cult-like following audience.
No, sir, I don't like it.
In fact, when he released the Snyder Cut, it reached top 10 most watched movies on HBO, but it was behind Mortal Kombat, The Suicide Squad and several others, and it made the studio lose a lot of money, as the investment was around $70 million and the earnings were $16 million. Even so, it's safe to say that everyone agrees with Henry Cavill as Superman. On screen, he was young, muscular, stoic, determined, strong-willed, mature, strong, loving, and good-looking.
Oh my.
Everything modern male heroes are not.
My name is Jeff.
Cavill left Netflix The Witcher in June 2022. The streaming platform kept silent about the actor for months, and while the actor never explained his reasons, we can assume it was because he didn't like the project. There's plenty of footage of him complaining about the show deviating from the polished books too much.
I am effusive about getting the being loyal to the source material.
On October 21st, 2022, Black Adam debuted and reintroduced Superman in the post-credit scene. The film, according to Dwayne Johnson, had the goal of repurposing the DCEU universe.
The hierarchy of power in the DC universe is about to change.
I don't want it.
Days later, Cavill announced he was coming back as Superman. Fans and the media received the news with tons of excitement. Dwayne's DC film didn't perform too well in the box office, so in December 2022, Cavill announced he was indeed not coming back. Some drama behind the curtain made it clear that James Gunn was the true boss, and that he wanted nothing to do with Warner DC's money-making machine, Henry Cavill's Superman. Simultaneously, The Witcher's production team began accusing Cavill of being toxic, but not because he was harassing people, grooming, threatening, punching, screaming, manipulating, or keeping strangers in his home. He was just a gamer bro. Talking to him was like talking to a gamer, they said. And he wanted The Witcher show to be more faithful to the source material. And he also liked the Witcher game saga by CD Projekt Red. What an absolute asshole.
Big PC gamer as well. And so I spent a lot of my time playing role-playing games in that genre and played the Witcher games. I played Witcher 3 through twice.
Why are you so fucked up all the time?
Lastly, the all-knowing James Gunn said Cavill was too old for an action role, so they wanted a younger actor. Okay, is Ezra Miller an action star? Does he have the body for an action role? How about this guy? Have you ever seen someone looking so badass while doing something so silly as recharging your arms? Cavill is 39 years old. In Hollywood's age, he's like 20 years old, because actors have the money and the willingness to keep healthy and in shape for longer times. So we've got a 60 years old Tom Cruise standing on flying planes for the upcoming Mission Impossible movie. Or a 58 years old Keanu Reeves performing complex stunts for the upcoming John Wick movie. Henry Cavill has the age, the physical prowess, the acting chops, and the fan support to continue as Superman. Henry Cavill's Superman is a money-making machine.
Shut up and take my money!
Ezra Miller has no physical prowess, he acts as Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and he has no fan support to continue as Flash. Ezra Miller Flash is a money-burning machine, and I'm not even counting all of the reshoots Warner had to pay to finish the movie. But I guess Henry Cavill is just a classic masculine man, a Greek god, and even worse, a gamer that respects fans and source materials. Henry, can you be my friend? Whereas Ezra is an aggressive transgender, skinny and effeminate man who lives above the law and behaves like the devil from the Powerpuff Girls. You take a pick on which one Hollywood and their investors prefer. That's it for now, friends. Keep around, subscribe, like and comment if you like my work. And keep the comment section
Civilized.